Hi and welcome back to Cut the Craggle. Today we're going to be taking a look at a couple of custom minifigures from minifigures.me. Now they did send me these free to show you, but that won't be influencing my review. As always, I'll be giving my honest thoughts. The good, the bad, and the Santa Clegane. If you've watched some of my previous videos, you'll know minifigures.me have been the ones that have custom printed all my designs for my mocks and custom builds, but they actually do a whole load of pre-designed custom minifigs and other LEGO goodies. There's a link in the pinned comment below to their website, so please check it out. The minifigures come in these neat little matchboxes, and first up we have Jon Snow. And in the second one, we have Daenerys Targaryen. So this is nice because basically we have a Song of Ice and Fire right here with these two characters. Jon looks like he's based on his Stark costume, the outfit he started wearing in Season 7 onwards. And same with Daenerys actually, she's also wearing the armour we saw her wear in Season 7 at Dragonstone. Let's take a closer look at them, starting with Jon. Right away, the detail on this minifigure is stunning. They really have gone all out on this one. You can see the twin wolf heads of the Stark sigil up top, and then you've got this intricate design for his leather armour going down the length of his torso and legs. They've also printed his belt across the bottom of his torso, his hips, and the tops of his legs, and it's just seamless. So often with actual LEGO minifigures you get some misalignment when the design carries across from one piece to another, but this is done perfectly. I think the main body and legs are printed onto gunmetal grey. The great thing about minifigures.me is they use all 100% actual LEGO pieces for their figures. They've done his cloak with two pieces. This bit on top is meant to represent the fur, and it looks and feels really nice. That I think might be a custom piece. I don't think LEGO do any cloth pieces like that. The black cloak underneath feels a lot like the older style LEGO cape, you know, the more coarse one that tends to crease, so you might have to be a bit careful with that. It gives a nice contrast of textures, but I would have preferred to have seen the newer softer cape piece here. This is what Jon looks like without the cape pieces, and wow, I was not expecting that. Not only have they printed the back of his torso, but they've done the backs of his legs as well. That's brilliant. That looks so good. It's a shame then they didn't do any printing on the sides of his legs. I mean, it might have been a bit difficult to carry the armour pattern over, but I feel it could do with at least the brown of his boots following through, especially seeing as they made the effort to print it on the back. Just take his hairpiece off. Okay, so he doesn't come with an alternate expression, but I think that's okay. Jon is not a character particularly known for his wide array of facial expressions anyway. And the one it does have does a great job of capturing Kit Harington's likeness, as well as Jon's somber look. You also get one of these metallic LEGO swords. It's not quite Longclaw, but I'm not sure how they would even have attempted that anyway, so I think it works well enough for the character, and it looks good when in his hand. Yeah. Once again, superb level of detail on this printing. You can see on the edge of her shoulder here her dragon brooch. And yeah, whilst her design might not be quite as intricate as Jon's, I think that comes more from the design of her costume in the show than anything else. They've used this LEGO Friends hairpiece for her. You can see it has a hole in the back and one on top actually. So if you find an appropriate accessory you could use those to attach it, I guess. I really love the colour of her cape. I think this might also be a custom piece. Like I said, they use actual LEGO pieces for the figures, so the heads, hair, torso and legs. But it seems like they might have started using their own cloth pieces for capes. You can see she also has printed on the back of both her torso and legs. And if I take off her hairpiece... Oh, that's odd. The listing on their website showed she had a secondary expression, but mine doesn't. Oh well. The expression she does have, I think, does a decent job. It's not as instantly recognisable as Jon's, but it works. Speaking of which, let's bring them both in together. There we go. So, that's both of them minus their capes, and they look just as good without them as they do with them. Overall, I'm very pleased with these Game of Thrones minifigures. Jon is definitely my favourite here, but Daenerys is great too. I'm a little disappointed by the lack of a secondary expression, particularly with Daenerys, as I was expecting one with her, but it's not a deal breaker. The lack of side printing on the legs wouldn't have been something that bothered me, had it not been for the exceptional printing they have on the backs of their legs. It's more jarring with Jon, where his brown boots just sort of stop and start as you turn him or move him around. But the sheer level of detail on both of these minifigures wins over any minor complaints. I definitely recommend these to any LEGO and Game of Thrones fan. Minifigures.me has a whole range of Game of Thrones figures to choose from, so please go check them out. If you love LEGO and love Game of Thrones, then this is what you need. Let's face it, LEGO are never going to make Game of Thrones sets. I mean, we're getting a Stranger Things set this week. Maybe it's just Scott Pilgrim they won't make. Anyways, go check out minifigures.me. There's a link in the pinned comment. You won't regret it. What do you think of these Game of Thrones minifigures? Are there any other custom minifigs you'd like me to review? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, and if you haven't already, be a hero and hit that subscribe button. I'll see you next time. Laters.